Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between and beyond, to your timeless twin flames reading. Lord knows I do not like these readings, but here I am delivering the message anyway, alright? There's a lot of controversy when it comes to this twin flame dialogue, but man, as most of my life story and my energies are concerned, I love things that are controversial, alright? As delicate as I like to try to approach the situation of those complexities, alright? So with that being said, these energies are timeless, so whenever and whatever brings you here, you may find something of worthiness from this reading. Bear in mind that past, present, and future energetical timelines could always come forth within a reading. That's how energy works. So use your discernment to take all of that which belongs to you and to leave the rest behind. If you are interested in any of these energies, you'd like to see what else is there to offer, go check out this channel more, or my sister channel. The link can be found in the description box below, as well as any kind of service that you may be after. So on this side of the screen, I will have feminine energy. On the other side of the screen, I will have masculine energy. We are going to allow every energy to speak for itself in whatever context it would like to speak for itself. If we need to and are told to merge the energies because they're in communication of some sort, then we will take it into that connection if necessary. All right, so feminine this side, masculine this side, and you may change the energies, the storyline to however it may fit for you. The reason why it works this way is because this is a general reading. You didn't pick me out, you came across those energies. All right, so let's get started. So masculine and feminine is non-gender specific, so you can be feminine and masculine and resonate with either of the energies. First major card for feminine energy. We're waiting after one. All right, the storyteller. Viewpoints control. So the feminine this time has a really hard time in trying to understand her overall sense of worthiness. I think to his or herself. There is a lot of things that this feminine energy is being made aware of, whether it's his or her shadow aspect, his or her unhealed process, whether it's his or her healed process. There's a lot of different perspectives for this feminine to feel secure in his or her own identity, and to make sense of why certain things look a certain way, and then with an absence or increase of darkness or absence of light, there are other figments of perspectives coming out from that existence. Okay, so as you can see here, the hands one way together are doing some sort of dance, and then the shadow casted on it, it looks like it's an animal, right? And that is so important to understand how to dance with your shadow, because just like as these fingers here dancing with the glow of the sun, my hands are trying to just do something natural with the way that I speak with my hands naturally. But also, if I wanted to, I can manipulate the energies, right? And I can get a little doggy, I can get the bunny ears, and I can do something to abstract the viewpoint of what I am controlling. So you are ultimately creating this story with one eye open, one eye closed, and dancing in the rhythm of a song and dance that makes feminine feel very insecure at this time, but also in a way that she feels very at home and at peace with all the things that she's created for herself at this moment. In all the ways she almost had to manipulate her existence to get everything that she has achieved to this point. That's part of the high priestess power that feminine energy has in a twin flame connection. All right. No, one card. Waiting for one card from masculine energy because they want to communicate with one another. All right, so that's already been addressed. So the masculine wants to respond and says that the guide, inheritance, and correction. So the masculine's energy to this twin flame connection is saying, feminine, this is your viewpoint, but it's not our viewpoint. And the masculine is a reflection of feminine energy in a twin flame connection, all right? Because ether energy is creation energy, it's feminine energy, constantly creating. So the masculine that keeps everything at bay and appear is the overall beautification, the artistry that is in some tarot decks, the artist card, the 24th major arcana, as to stabilize the overall beautification that the universe has to give for herself in the expression of humankind, and those who are here to fulfill self-fulfilling prophecy and rekindling their twin flame connection. So the masculine energy is saying, ring-a-ding-a-ding, ding-ding-ding, here is the Glock. I have the inheritance. I bring the inheritance to our connection, but I have the key. I am just not yet ready to make all these corrections. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Masculine energy is still yet not healed to understand where their human self and their higher self can finally align. They have absolutely no idea how to go through that portal of existence. They feel too much, they see a little, but ultimately what they are trying to protect themselves from is being wrong. They don't want to be wrong, because all of their life, to get to a certain validation, they've always felt wrong. And that feeling of wrongness, yes, has brought them all the luxury to what they know now, but there is still a stigma attached to that fear. So that fear is being like triggered to offset and push feminine energy away from masculine twin flame energy and say, this isn't how you're going to fix it. Because if you need me, masculine energy, to be fixed, you're never going to really, really feel the ultimate connection of what it means to be a twin flame unity of distance, time, and space, even if we're not even in the same room together. So feminine energy will respond at this time. And the feminine energy is admitting that they do not understand how to really have sustainable, fertile soil to bring a level of, I'm hearing the word accountability, because this accountability is being judged by the, how could I say, the material aspects of gratification, all right? And that's what feminine energy has to learn a bit more so about. That materialistic goods isn't the trophy as to figuring out your destiny or having any type of accolades because you just were able to manifest something or be really good at a law of attraction or to understand what healing powers are, be a Reiki practitioner, all those kinds, and then try to see if you can manipulate the energies, because now all of a sudden feminine energy is like, oh, I think I've been the chosen one. No, you've been, you're not the chosen one. It's more about being chosen to understand that you have the ability to choose more of yourself. And feminine energy is learning that about his or herself at this time, without feeling the cost that choosing more of him or herself has a penalty of not being satisfied with what he or she wants to fulfill in this lifetime. Meanwhile, masculine energy masculine energy has a lot to learn for him or herself in this connection, all right? Has a lot to process of what it means to be disconnected from this connection. Twin flames is a known phenomenon that wherever you are in the dimension, whether earth realm, wherever realm that you are still connected. What you may not be doing at this time, because you may not have an active third eye or even an open third eye, is you may not just remember, all right? But it doesn't mean that certain capillaries within your nerve endings aren't triggered already in your own body to try to alleviate the pressure into bringing you closer and closer into knowing something or figuring something out here. And that's where masculine energy is at this time, all right? They're being continuously pressed with the same issues over and over again, and and they're not accepting to let the dam break and all the water to gush out. They kind of just want to be resilient and resistance and like, no, I got this, I'm a man, I'm not beta, I'm alpha. And they're really trying to figure out what it means to be a divine masculine to their own connection before they can even understand how to bring a certain longevity or clarity or adventure to even a possible twin flame connection. It's like, it blows their mind that this is a version of truth, and to explore their honesty is a bit of their fear attached to it. Their fear is self-deprecating thoughts. All right, it's very yeah, I don't like this energy. It's like I'm it's like pity party energy that the masculine is doing at this time. All right, this I need to be validated and also telling my story, but this is a person who doesn't understand that it's not about having the need to share your story. It's just being your story. There's no development needed because you are the story. And that's what's a little bit cunning of this energy of the masculine at this time, because the masculine is trying to provide a narrative to a connection that may or may not be happening, but it's connected in the ether. And that ether is the connection of twin flame union at this time is about the masculine pushing the feminine emotionally away, because the masculine isn't understanding that the perspective that they're being pushed into, in being the hangman perspective, the silence that they feel that they can't let go of, is a deception. It's not real. It's an illusion. It's an illusion thinking that they can't speak. It's an illusion to think that they can't have a voice box and express themselves, or that the feminine can't hear or understand how they're trying to convey a story. The problem is that the masculine isn't trying to speak and utilize that power at all. And that's part of the issue to how it's affecting the union. And wherever you are, this is just a normal, it's quote unquote normal, issue, because it's in a world of energy, it's very simple. If an atom of the making is fully defined and functional on its own and doesn't need anything else, it will it will do whatever it needs to repel whatever it doesn't need, because it's self-sustaining on itself and within itself. So it doesn't need anything or anyone to keep being an atom of itself. So that's the ultimate power of what twin flame connection is. The knowing that you are loyal to understanding there's love connection besides yourself that you want to address and find and conquer to achieve. And then once you achieve it, you realize that you cannot maintain it if you don't understand what individuality is. If you don't understand what individuality is, and to protect that with a sacred ceremony of self-marriage, you won't understand what it means to show up for a marriage that's within another relationship. And that's the dynamicism of twin flame at this time, because any other dialogue that was mentioned before in this 21st century, 20th century about what twin flames are, you can pretty much nick it up the butt and throw it out. It's wrong, and it's been an illusion. It's not real. It's not what that is or was. I'm laughing because I'm going to trigger with whatever. I know I'm going to trigger, but hey, that's what we end up doing best. All right, so feminine is responding to that energy at this time. And she's saying that I still want you to come in and save me, masculine energy. All right, whoever you are, I still need you. I still need your voice of reason. I still need to feel the light of your air, your love of vibration, your light of love, whatever it is that you have to offer, I still need to sense it. And the problem is the masculine is not sending any form of vibration. And that is even more of a problem, because how they are communicating with each other right now is not with the masculine's higher self or the feminine's higher self. It's through the Mecca of the source of it all. All right, and the Mecca of the source of it all is saying, if y'all don't individually get your shit together, I don't know how you're ever gonna be eye to eye with one another. But the longing of the heart space of feminine energy is still open enough to be like, I'm not letting this energy that I want close in on itself, and I will walk away from this. It's more so I'm still fighting for this. I'm still bringing hope to this. I'm still here and alive for this. So that's what the masculine energy hears in their ether of existence, to be pushed within their own existence of identifying aspects here. Are they ever going to answer to that call? Because they have too many keys here. They have too many keys of understanding that they have what they're making. So the masculine needs to understand a different lesson. So what is that? What is that lesson? Mother of Pentacles. So the lesson is to sit with earth vibration. I mean, we are talking about those alpha males who are woke and proud and prophets, gods, goddesses. I don't know what y'all define yourself as, but we're talking about the alpha males that literally walk in earth vibration. They're not moved by frivolous things and stupid agendas, off-put narratives. Having a narrative or speaking of a narrative is for a comedic sense and not for trying to rationalize something, trying to make sense of something. They already know, as alpha as they are, the omega to their being. So being beta in a conversation is a mockery to how much alpha they actually are. And if an alpha understood that, then they understood everything I just said. But the problem is, if some of the alphas have to break down what it is that I said, then they're not yet alpha. They're still a bit attached to omega that's convincing them that they're beta and not alpha. Oh, Lord. So masculine energy wants to admit that they still have a lot of healing they have to do when it comes to family union, family ties, anything having to do with what it even means to be a mommy, a daddy, a child, a parent, an uncle, like a cousin. Like, they're trying to understand all these roles, and that's a little bit more so, again, the fucking problem. They're trying to understand all these labels and trying to define every one of those labels, yet when you look into the eye of the alpha male here, who he or she is supposed to be, they're like, what? I don't know who I am. Get in a conversation, they want to have some worth of integrity and say, well, I am an uncle to this. I am a brother to this. I am a sister to this. Whatever makes this an alpha male situation of a connection. I really don't care the gender. It's about understanding the role of the calling, quote unquote calling. Man, English is so dumb in the way you want to express things. It's ridiculous. What else does masculine say at this time? So masculine admits that he or she needs to heal, that they understand that they're a bit flighty. Okay, look at that as a little butterfly comes out as well. So yeah, they ultimately still have to have a metamorphosis. They have to understand what ultimately it means to be in the vibration of their body and make sense of that, and their role as a man or as a woman, and as a role to this divine connection. To understand it doesn't come from an outside calling of justifying about actions. It comes from an inner understanding of what it means to become more of that which you are within. And masculine is still needing to understand that at this time. And it is a very immature process, even if this masculine looks like he or she has their shit going on, all right? And you could have you could be married right now to your twin flame. You could be having kids with your twin flame right now. This is still immature energy. Point blank, period. All right, feminine. Oh, gosh. Where feminine is suffering is his or her continued dialogue of wanting to be saved by her partner. Look at that. And feeling the loss every time it doesn't happen. But it's not a loss as how masculine sees or doesn't see. It's not a loss of like depression. It's a loss of like, can I explain this? It's a loss of faith. So if this is too dark, if this person entertains their darkness too much, this person will continue manipulating ether to maintain this relationship. But the reason why there's still chaos emotionally is because feminine is manipulating something and not allowing time and space of the connection to do the filtration needed to filter out the shit that's happening between both of y'all's connection. Right off the bat, I'm seeing sex being the issue. It's having sex without having emotional, fundamental understanding with one another. But spiritually, you already know that you're twin flames, but emotional bruising is still there. It's still there. Because why would a twin flame connection be around and you are reading into readings? What's insecure about your connection? The feminine feels like a giant right now. The ether, however, is also allowing her to. All right, because the beauty about feminine energy at this time is that feminine will not back down. So she is an absolute giant and a force to not fuck with whatsoever. Even wherever she is in wherever viewpoint someone might think she's wrong in whatever she's doing, how she's running her household, how she's living her life, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What the feminine thinks is small, it's massive for the universe. Where the universe, however, thinks that the feminine is very wise in, it's actually not really true. The feminine is still a page of swords. That's how massive the affection is of the ether, feminine energy with ether. However, when it comes to the mundane everyday tasks of the wisdom of that, that's where feminine is still a page of swords. All right, still on the weaker end instead of the mightier end of all of his or her power. Yeah. Still a page of wands. Still beautifyingly, by the way. All right, like I don't know if I'm making up words here at this point, but showing up. Look at this temperance energy. There is a loud energy that doesn't matter how small or big feminine energy is right now. It is just absolutely powerful. It is so powerful that the ether is like, I don't care how small you think you are big, you are a giant, all right? I don't care how wise or smart you think you are very smart in the decisions that you're making, because you're still allowing yourself to learn, still trying to get up, understanding what it means, what misery means in your life, because it's not that you're so focused on the Five of Cups energy here, all right? The Five of Cups energy is a very dense energy, but the reason why it's there is to also remind you that it's a bit of shadow work that you're not doing, okay? Because if you were doing it feminine energy, you would feel, maybe instead of a page, you would feel the knight, the sun of the sun energy that came through here, the knight, the Son of Swords, all right? Where, however, the ultimate maturity level where you are still a page at this time, it's not to still be fucked with. Okay, it's not to say that you're weak. All right, it's just more of like, girl or boy, if you were to take that healing a bit more serious, imagine. Because the ether is waiting for you to do all that. She's waiting for you in the times that you socialize and you seek for love, in asking for synchronicities and asking for justice. She gives you the reason as to why things work out the way they do. Even if it doesn't work out in your favor, it makes somewhat sense to you. And however it makes sense to you, that's where feminine energy is in his or her power, because of the ultimate connection she has with ether and the healing pursuit that she's on, as to why it is not a disrespect to see a page at this table right now. Because where we see a page here, we see the Seven of Swords in this end, where it's a cry out for mother energy. The masculine hasn't conquered the Mother of Pentacle energies. This masculine is in pursuit to have that security within themselves. But the reason why they can't have that pursuit of security within themselves is because they don't offer themselves the key of knowledge to give themselves the pursuit of stability for self. That's where masculine energy is also codependent. So, more masculine energy. Also, Five of Pentacles, being gaslit, running away from the situation, where feminine is Five of Cups energy, feeling depressed and not being the chosen one. The masculine is feeling depressed and feeling gaslit, as in nothing that they can talk about is something that they can talk about. And it's because, well, masculine energy, that's not the narrative to get you closer to your feminine energy. Remarkable reading. Look at that. Four of Cups. It's just not that pleading, that oh, I'm injured. Oh, look at me. Oh, look what's happening to my life. This is like, what? This is what have alpha masculine energy become so beta. Ancient Egyptians would never fly with this shit. It has nothing to do with not wanting to heal a broken wound or a scar or wanting to anoint with medications. It has nothing to do with that. It's this, oh, look at me. Yeah, no. Feminine will never look at you in that regard. She's too busy looking any other way. With this page over here. Can't see here. This one. She has business to attend elsewhere because she mends her brokenness in that peace. Masculine has no peace, but wants peace to come into their life. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. And until masculine understands that, they will continuously be put in a position in their connection of whatever it means to be a twin flame connection and feel like they are like on the runt end of shit. One of them being, so many dialogues are happening here, all right? I'm the one bringing money to the table. I'm the one bringing you to all these adventures. I'm the one providing security for you. I'm the one letting you do this, do that, and do this and do that. Like that narrative. But it's not toxic narrative here. We're not talking, this is not karmic shit. This is divine shit and some typical nuanced conversations coming from this. Where it's like, have fun, y'all too, because this is not what twin flame energy is all about. This is about individuality towards the sovereignty level. You know, these wings over here in the feminine, and I don't know what over here in the masculine. There is no support from major arcanas coming over to the masculine side here at this time. None. This is how personal masculine needs to understand his or her business. And where masculine would actually should take some notes. Should take some notes on what feminine energy is doing over here. Oh, look what y'all manifested. A major arcana. The Sun card. Because, you know, it cannot be a connection that I said in the beginning is already in communicating with each other. If not, at least one major arcana shows up and makes a valid point. And then you have the fucking Sun card come up and saying, holy Mecca of all Meccas. The reason why feminine energy has the wings here is, let's not forget, she's anointed with all the colors of the sun. Amun-Ra. That is what it means to dance a galactic light. To understand Karayasata Allah vibrations without any theology, without religious scriptures, without all the bullshit of words. And on the minuscule level, masculine knows that. And that is why that innocence within themselves, their inner child healing, will be the fucking key, the lock, the code needed to bridge the understanding of why, oh, their higher self and their human vessel can align. And I'm bumping up this page of swords and the page of wands over here, the feminine energy, into the queen, he or she, the god or goddess that he or she is. All right. Overall messages. We have the avenue of love, a one-way street. Whew. Clarity is found in darkness. Last but not least, we have something borrowed is something gained. Alrighty. I'm wishing you all a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. To remember to check out the description box below for any of other services that I provide. And may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.